and welcome to the 11th episode of Gents Talking Current Events. I'm Paul, this is my brother Joe, and our nephew James. How are we doing?
What's going on? We're back.
Like 1-1?
1-1. It's been a little while.
It is.
It's been a few weeks. So we got a lot to catch up on and talk about.
Yeah.
But I just recently, probably for the first time, I gave blood for just giving blood.
Oh, like you just, okay.
Instead of having to give blood for like a
doctor's,
test.
yeah.
And I'll never do it again.
Why?
It was a crazy experience. Like I went in and they had all these questions like, whose blood is it? Why is it in a bucket? I mean, I'll never do it again.
Were you giving it for charity?
Yes.
Or, okay.
I thought I was doing a good thing.
Well, I think
Why do they have to ask those questions?
Whose blood is it?
I think when they say give blood, they don't mean walk in with somebody's
It
blood.
was in a small little like ice cream bucket.
Ice cream bucket. It's like,
Just from the deer you hit in your truck?
yeah. Yeah, well, one of the reasons why we were out is I went on vacation. I went on a cruise, which I would love to get into and talk about. Life,
Just
work,
life.
just
Yes.
normal stuff. But, I mean, thankfully,
Are now subscriptions hit 1,000?
no. I don't think we've even gained a single view since we've been gone.
Not a view, one view.
Honestly, I haven't looked.
So not even a subscription.
Nothing.
So we're doing great.
We're doing great. And so...
We haven't hit that Chinese market.
The Chinese market.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I know. Once they find us in China, we're gonna go.
The Chinatown. I was really hoping that absence would make the heart grow fonder, and people would like want more and shout from the streets, "We want more!"
I don't understand why people wouldn't want to see three guys smoking a cigar, having a drink.
I mean,
and talking about crazy things.
It's like when a couple guys get in a hot tub and you got to be 6 feet apart because you don't want to look gay.
Yeah.
It's the same principle. You don't want to be seen.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
No. But you don't want to be seen watching three guys smoking cigars and talking about current events. I mean, it's just, does that make sense? It's something you have to hide from your wife.
So you're saying we should do this in a hot tub next time?
Yes. Within 6 feet of each other.
You guys can do it in the hot tub. I'm going to stay over here.
But I want to...
Will my mic work from this far away?
It probably will. I went on the cruise. That was one of the first vacations that my wife, son, and I went on. It was something that my wife worked a summer job, got extra time to work, so we had extra money that we didn't have a plan for, and we wanted to do something, and we went on a week-long cruise. It was supposed to go down to the Caribbean.
This is the craziest part of the story.
And
so you were going to leave from...
We left from Ohio, and we were going to leave from Newark, New Jersey. Yeah, drive to Newark, New Jersey. 2 hours before we got to the hotel because we were going to spend a night before, so we didn't miss the boat. We got a text saying that the hurricanes that were going on down there, and I hope everybody that's involved is safe because that can't be fun. Because of the hurricanes, they're rerouting the trip. And I was like, oh, okay, we just not going to go to Florida? Are we going to go to some other island? No, we're going to go to Canada.
So you were expecting a trip to beaches and
We didn't pack-
islands in the Caribbean.
Yeah, we were supposed to go to Florida and then the Royal Caribbean like island that they have, Coco Cay, I think it's called. So it's supposed to be hot. I only packed one pair of jeans, nothing else warm. Like the warmest thing I packed was a single pair of jeans for like the day we're in New Jersey. Nothing else. You know what I mean? Maybe in Florida. And so it was Sydney, Nova Scotia, and then Halifax, Nova Scotia. So we were a little upset, but we had to go to Walmart and buy over $200 in clothes because we packed nothing warm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The warmest thing my son had was pajamas. Like that was all we had. You know what I mean?
But at Walmart, $200 goes pretty decent.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. I will say I bought some nice clothes that I'm going to be able to keep. So, I mean, it's not the end of the world.
Right.
But it was definitely not what we were expecting. So, we were a little upset. What did the cruise do to compensate? Like, I got that email and it said compensation is being, like,
Figured out.
And I was like, oh, nice. I thought to myself, maybe I can bring them my receipt for all my clothes and they'll reimburse me for the clothes. Like, I didn't know. I had no idea what to expect. They gave us $100.
Okay.
Not per person, not just for the room. $100 to change the entire itinerary of the cruise.
For extra shrimp.
Yeah, right. So, it wasn't the cruise we
I
wanted.
mean, did they give you extra stuff on the ship? Like, hey, here's some more food. Here's some more.
The food's all free.
Yeah.
But no, literally it was $100, which I get it to a certain point. Like, they warned us within 24 hours before the ship departed. So there's no, they have in their laws that they're allowed to do that within that time.
I will tell you, have you seen the cruise ships that do get into some troubled water? You haven't seen videos of it?
No, I don't want to.
Oh my gosh. Have you? Where the ship is going like this and furniture is moving. Oh yeah.
Well, have
Really?
have you seen the Netflix episode?
No, I won't watch that either because I don't want to ruin
Netflix episode.
the cruise, the pee cruise, the poop cruise.
Cruise.
Oh, where it's shut down?
Yeah, I don't want to watch it because I don't want to ruin my cruise.
Well, they were stranded.
I know, for a
No
long
AC,
time.
Yeah, but I don't
no
understand.
electric, no nothing.
But at some point, just start pooping off the edge. Like, over the rail.
But the problem is that the toilets were backing up. Does that make sense? Like, the whole entire system was just completely messed up. And I don't want to. I want to watch it because I'm curious, but I don't want to watch it because I don't want it to ruin.
That's got to
The
be
potential for me to
That's
go.
got to be bad.
No,
Netflix comes out with that. I haven't seen it, but
I watched it. It's horrible what those people went through, and the fact that they could not get another ship to come and help them or get over there and take these people.
how long were they
away.
on there?
Days, 4 or 5 days stuck.
And
in
but
this mess.
they couldn't like radio out or they had
No, they had to have been able to.
Listen, terrible. I've been on cruises. I've been on all-inclusive vacations, and I love it because I like just showing up and everything's ready
Being-
and you don't have to worry about anything. But I'm telling you, if that was your first cruise and you were stuck in a situation like that, elderly people, people with families, it was a terrible thing. Terrible.
I couldn't
The
imagine.
crazy, I've been.
I think about my mom. Our mom's
yeah.
about 82, 83 years old. That's like crazy to have to experience that.
I've been on a few cruises, handful of cruises. The craziest thing is that we were in the Caribbean, and
Is it Caribbean or Caribbean?
Caribbean.
I don't know. Doesn't matter to me.
Potato.
Potato. And we
Actually,
would.
tomato.
Yeah. Potato.
Potato.
I thought to myself when you said it, I think it's
Pluto.
tomato.
Potato.
Hakuna Matata.
Yeah. But the craziest thing that ever happened on a cruise for me is we were at breakfast and people around us are like, did you see what happened last night? And we're like, no. But I guess on the other side of the ship, someone was telling us that we rescued people. And I'm like, what? And the captain came on just shortly after that. Yeah. And said that, hey, you don't hear from the captain. You hear from the captain when you leave and when you get back. And he said that yeah, they had a distress signal that they got, and it was from a boat of like people coming from Cuba to try to get to America, that they were having trouble. The boat was going down, and they went there and they pulled 30 people off of this boat, and
Refugees?
yes.
Wow.
Rescued them, and they said that they're down below, they're getting food and whatever they need, and then at the next port we're going to get them off, but they said that they got them off. I guess they took the lifeboats out there, they got these people back onto the boat, and they said they called the Coast Guard, and the Coast Guard went to their coordinates, and the boat that they were on was gone. So by the time
Wow.
had we not been close,
They would have drowned.
so like it made me think.
How many get lost?
Yes.
How often does that happen?
They were able to send out a distress signal that was close. We were close enough to pick up.
That's crazy to think about.
But then I was sitting there and I'm thinking, okay, we're at sea for a whole day. Were these people really in distress, or is this like they're going to take over? The takeover. There's 30 of them down there.
Yeah, no, I thought about that. I'm sitting in the very back of the boat, and I saw a couple other ships, and I thought to myself, what would happen? Well, first of all, it's not like a ship where you can like throw something over and rope up. It's a big boat. But do they have like military weapons
I think they have.
to be able to like
I think they have
fight off?
some good security.
I'm not trying to, like-
hoping. But how vast is it? When you're standing
it
out
is
there
crazy.
and you're away from the land and you can't see land in
it's
all directions.
I mean, it makes you realize how I
I felt so small.
Small we are.
So,
We're
and we
not-
were we were moving. Like
Yeah.
we were. I thought to myself, I'm not going to be able to tell how fast we're moving because of just how vast it is, and I'm not going to have any other than the water. I'm not going to have like a tree or an object to look at to watch go by. But I stepped out and
they're humming.
I mean, we were moving, and it was really cool. But so we get up all the way up there, and then we get another notification that Sydney, Nova Scotia, denied our access. So
Those Canadians.
originally,
They're still mad at us.
Yeah, they must be. Originally, we were supposed to go to Florida for a day. We were supposed to go to another island for a day, Coco Cay for 2 days, and then come back. The new itinerary was go to Sydney for a day, Nova Scotia for 2 days, and then go home. And Sydney denied our access for whatever reason. So I don't know if you guys had the experience, but on the TV, you could like click on the map and watch where you're at on the map.
Yeah.
We were literally in the middle of the ocean just doing circles. I mean, constantly. Just over and over and over again. So then I literally told my wife, why don't they just take us back home? It was warmer near New Jersey. Just take us back, dock us there, and I'll just stay on the boat. I don't.
Or do the circles down by New Jersey.
Supposedly, I learned, once again, this is like secondhand information, a cruise ship that's leaving the United States has to dock at a different dock in a different country. No, it has to dock at a different dock. It cannot go back to the same dock. It has to dock somewhere else. And that's why, so then we went to Halifax. It was 68 when we left. It was 55 on the second day. It was 53 on the third day. We tried to go, somehow we caught maybe like a hot flash in the weather. It was like 63. And we're like, maybe we should, the pools are heated, we should try to go swimming. It was the worst idea. It was so cold. It was so windy. It's always windy. It was so bad. We got to Halifax. It was nice. We got off because we just wanted to say we got off the boat. We walked around. We went on a little hike. We went to like a war memorial, and then we went to a children's museum. And it was a lot of fun. But it was not the Caribbean. It was nothing that,
That's fun.
we had.
That's a big difference.
We went down to the Bahamas on our cruise, and I'm talking like we were not there when it's too warm, but it was nice, like 84, 85 degrees, and so it's comfortable and you're not dying. But the water down there is just insane. I feel like you could flip a quarter, and as it's going down, you can
watch
still
it.
read.
I didn't get to experience that, Joe.
It's crazy.
You have to do another one.
I know. They also did give us like credits for our next cruise.
There you
And I
go.
thought that was nice. But then in the little thing, you have to use it within a year. I don't know what people have enough money to do a cruise in a year. So it was like a catch. It was like here's this, but you're logically not going to be able to use it.
It's not a
enough time.
lifetime credit.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So that was nice, but still to that point. But I also never realized just how, like, I knew it was all you can eat and whatever like that, but I didn't realize, like, how much that was, like, how, it was just ridiculous. The fact that I didn't have to worry about bed, didn't have to worry about nothing, except for figuring out where I'm going to eat was absolutely incredible, except for, like, the last day. It was almost, like, annoying to me. Like, there was so many different options. It was so much. It was just almost like too much for me. And I ate a lot. I'm not going to lie. I ate a lot of food. And I almost came back home and not wanting to eat anything. Like, I was like, I kind of want to feel hungry for a little bit because I kind of feel bad about it. And I even asked one of the waitresses, I was like, what do you do with all the food? And they were like so proud. We're a zero waste company. We don't waste any food. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, I started getting excited. I'm like, you mean at a port you like give food away to people that need it or something? Like, do you figure something out? And he's like, no, we give it to the fish.
Yeah, they just dump it
And
in
I was
the water.
like, you give it to the fish? That's wasting food. Like, we're not talking about fish food. We're talking about human food. And I understand that it's not being wasted because something is using it to, there must be a school of fish just floating by
No,
the boat
yeah.
Oh, yeah, they
at all times. But I was like, that's wasting food in reference to what that food is made for. You know what I mean? And then it just, all of it was hitting me in the last couple of days. Just the lavishness of it all. I went down to the casino. I wasted like $20 or $30 and I stopped right away because I didn't want to get involved. I was just watching people. I walked up to a roulette table, and some guy put $15,000 down on the table.
15000.
$15,000. I saw him pull this massive wad of hundreds out, counted it all out. I'm not even kidding you. Counted it all out, and he like gave it to the lady. The lady did whatever she did. The boss picked him over. He puts it all on the table. Lost.
He put it on one bet?
No, he like spread it out across the whole thing. And I'm assuming the way he's doing it in his head, if he hits one of them, it's gonna make money. Doesn't even flinch. Pulls out another 15 grand. I'm not even kidding you.
Where do you keep all that?
Slaps it on the table. Lady does her thing. He dices out the chips. I am like in shock. I was like, oh my gosh. He rolls, lost. He looks at me and goes, not my luck this cruise.
It was really 15,000
Yes,
each time.
I'm not, yes.
That's crazy.
And I thought to myself,
But
you
to
know
him-
what I could do with
But
10% of that?
But to him, that's probably like R50.
I understand that.
But your point is,
I'm thinking to myself, if you could have given me 10% of that bet, you could have drastically changed someone's lives. Not my own, anybody's. You could have drastically changed someone's lives. If you took those two $15,000 and it means nothing to you, go walk around and give it to somebody that could use it to impact their life and not just waste it on drugs or gambling or something. And you could have so much more meaning and joy out of that than just throwing it at a cruise. Like that just, and I've been in the casino before, but I guess I never watched because
Well, when I go to the casino, I just walk up to somebody, give them $100, and then I turn around and go home because I'm ahead.
yeah, right. You might as well. But I thought to myself, like, that's ridiculous. Like, that is really crazy that you just did that. You always wasted 30 grand and it was like nothing to you.
yeah, well,
You know what I mean? I almost want to look at it and be like, can I have $100? Like,
but to say that, I think it's the governor of Illinois who just recently, the story came out that in some gambling, he lost like $1.5 million.
oh my gosh.
And they were like kind of giving him a hard time about it. And he's like, well, you know, it was just not my day at the casino and stuff like that. But yeah, it was trying to
Oh
put
my
it in
gosh.
perspective. Like, do you really know what the people in your state are really feeling like when you can go lose in in poker at
So
a
that-
casino?
Another thing that happened is when we parked our car, everything was digital. You had to like take a picture of the QR code. You had to download the app. You had to put all your credit card information in to pay for parking. And I helped an elderly couple who had no idea what they were doing. To me, it was no sweat off my back. We had to wait to get on the boat, so it was no big deal. You know what I mean? I was happy to help. Didn't even think about it afterwards. I met that guy in the casino. And he was like so excited to see me. He was like, this is so great. I'm so glad I bumped into you. You helped me out so much. I'm so thankful, blah, 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 blah. And he sits down and he starts pulling out $100 bills. Just, and he's like, dude, you need to come sit with me. You need to play. You got money? And I was like, no, I don't have any money. I wasted $30 at blackjack. I'm done. He's like, oh, okay, cool. But yeah, you got to come sit with me. We got to talk. It was like 1 a.m. And he's got this stack of $100 chips and he's just throwing them on the roulette table. And just, he's having a conversation with me. Lost, won. He grabs 2. Lost, won. And he's just having a conversation. And, you know, maybe it's just me. I'm not trying to be greedy, but if I had that much money to burn and someone helped you somewhere, wouldn't you give them just like $10?
Well,
you
no.
wasted $1,000 while I've been sitting here talking to you. Can you know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to say I want people to give me money, but I'm just saying, like, it was such a waste. Like,
Yeah.
that cruise ship don't need it.
Well, there's a lot of people like that.
Yeah.
And their threshold of how much they have to gamble or bet or wager to win or
That's
lose
the
keeps
difference.
going up because they don't get a rise
I
out
get
of it
it.
anymore.
You get a good feeling by placing a $5 or $10 bet, and you win, you lose, you feel that emotion. For them to bet a $10 bet, there's no emotion in it. So what is what you're saying?
Yeah.
They have to keep adding it up. It has to be a $100 bet, a $200 bet. You know. Yeah.
I mean, I went there. I think I ended up being up 50, and I was like really excited. And I'm like, I'm gonna walk away, and I'm like, you know what? No, I'm having fun. Who cares? And then I ended up
always
losing
get
it.
it.
Then I ended up losing it all, and then I ended up putting more money on the table, and losing it all. Whatever. I had fun. I had my little like 2 hours of fun. Whatever. That doesn't bother me. I told myself I was gonna lose. I literally said I was gonna lose $100 in the casino. So $30 not that big of a deal. But that whole experience just was bothering me so bad. It's just like, I mean, come on. And imagine that there was 2 instances. Imagine I'm across. There was 2 casinos on the ship. Imagine how much that was going on.
10 years ago or so, I was up in Michigan for work. And I was staying right downtown where the casinos are. And it was either Greek Town or Motor City or something like that. It's probably Greek Town. And it was really busy, like a Thursday night. This place was crazy. This is before, 10 years ago. You know, when did the casinos come to Cleveland?
I think I turned 21 when it was like either being built or it had just been built. So that was 8 years ago.
Okay, so then it would have been before we had casinos here.
Yeah.
So you couldn't just go up the street and go to a casino. Not that I ever did any would or have done, but I was there. I was spending the night. I figured I'm going to go check out the casino. Well, I went in there and it was just a zoo. I mean, it was so many people, and they had the $5 and the $10 and the $25 like blackjack tables. And I can't take it. I can't sit at a table like that. It's just there's too much going on.
Well, when you're playing blackjack,
and nobody knows what they're doing, and the guy's like not hitting on a 14. I'm like, you know, and I was kind of like frustrated because I wanted to play, but I didn't want to play in that environment.
Yeah.
But I'm not money enough to be going and sitting at a $50 or $100 table back there because, you know, 2 or 3 hands you're kind of toast. But I went in the back and I was watching this guy like a substantial amount of chips, like I mean $100,000 worth of chips on his side of the table, and he was killing it. And he gets up and goes to the bathroom. I go, man, this is wild. I go, this is a lot of money. He goes, hey. He goes, don't get confused by that guy looking like he's winning. And he goes, he's doing well tonight, but this guy has lost so much money here. It's going to take a long time for him to catch up. And I remember thinking to myself, I don't even want to get to it. I don't really have any other like habits where I get, you know, addicting to me.
And it can tear you down.
Oh, but I just, you know, I think to myself, oh. And then when they built these casinos here in Cleveland, I know a guy that got a job at the casino so he wouldn't be allowed in a casino to gamble.
So if you work at the casino, you can't work at any casino in Ohio.
And you can't
gamble.
gamble.
Play?
You cannot
can't
play. See, he physically...
So he did that.
Wow.
So
what the discipline that dude has.
No, he did it because he was losing so much money and he couldn't stop himself.
So he did
That's
it.
what I'm saying. He had the discipline to say, I'm going to do the one thing that will legally not allow me.
And when he was dealing cards to us, we were down there one night and he was telling us the story. He goes, I literally had to get this job to save myself from losing every penny I ever made anywhere else, because I would come here all the time and just keep thinking I was going to win. I would lose all my money. He goes, I got this job, which forces me to not be able to go gambling, and I'm at least making money now when I'm in a casino. And he goes, and if I get the urge, I have to drive 2 hours either to PA, or 2 hours or 2.5 hours up to Michigan. He goes, that's how bad it was for him.
That's crazy.
And you see sometimes people when they're like pounding the table and they're like really mad. Well, you know, they might have lost their mortgage
or they take their paychecks there and you know,
so
and then they go home to their family and don't have money.
That whole thing was just very, to me, it was just eye-opening and ridiculous.
Speaking of gambling,
Yeah.
comes out NBA,
Oh yeah.
all this craziness,
Breaking news today.
rigged,
FBI is taking down, what did you say, 34, 35 people?
34, 36 people, mafia families, everybody.
For the NBA, the gambling thing. I saw the headline. I didn't really get into it.
And I don't really know exactly what it is, but one of the things with the poker, I think, is that they would invite an NBA player and then get a bunch of other people come, and then they were fixing. I just don't know, what's the investigation on that?
Maybe the investigation is talking to the people that were involved, trying to get more people.
Says roughly 34 individuals are involved in the scandals. NBA players, big figures. There's like 4 or 5 mafia Italian families that were in on this thing, and they were like rigging up these nights where they'd have these NBA players come to bring in more people, but then they were rigging the poker nights, and it's just crazy.
So it wasn't on NBA games.
I mean, someone at work was telling me that.
Is that right?
I don't know. I don't know enough.
It's in reference to the poker that.
Yes, and I believe that they had all like automatic cards, and somehow the dealer could like somehow bring out a card to either make someone bust or make someone hit right or something. Somehow, I don't know. We'll find out more about it.
I saw this thing because I was curious about just like how the whole process works, and these people are so fast. They had caught a casino where there was a camera underneath the shoe for blackjack, and there was some sort of a vibration to they put their hand here, and if the card that was being shown was going to 100% make the person win, it would buzz, and the person would do something where they would just slightly move their hand up, and they would grab the second card behind the front
so
one.
I was hearing the same thing.
And it would grab the second one behind the first one to know we had a better chance of winning. So that was that, like that. And when the person goes and grabs a card, it's like real quick. But that person did it so fast that it looked like they grabbed the top card. You would never know. But there was like a camera underneath it, and it could see the top card, the next card that was coming out. If the guy had if the guy had an 11 and this was a king, they're gonna buzz it so that way we know we're not gonna at least give him that card. And then that was how that casino was like rigging it in that sense, and it was just all because of sleight of hand and stuff like that.
It's crazy. Which they have the odds on their side already.
I know. But Rain Man, like Judge Wapner at 5, Judge Wapner at 5.
You ever watch that movie?
No.
You should.
You've never seen the movie
You
Rain
should
Man?
watch
No.
that. That's a classic.
Oh.
No, I haven't.
This guy's like crazy intelligent, but like on the spectrum or whatever you would call it. And
He's very autistic. I mean, he's like so smart but can't function in reality.
And so is he the brother of the guy?
Yeah, you don't want to give it all away if he's never seen it.
No.
You should watch it.
I'll watch it, but it's okay.
But they're brothers, and not knowing they're brothers. Because they were separated, and he went to like a hospital or a home because he was enough.
And the other brother was like just, he had a normal life, but he was successful. And then when he found out that this brother could like...
Is that the kid who dropped the toothpicks and the
Yes.
toothpicks landed? I've seen clips. But
And he
not
says
the
like
whole
298.
Yeah, and he's like, what do you mean
Oh, that's pretty
298?
good. And he was like, well, no, there's 4 still in the box.
Yeah.
So it was 302 or whatever.
I've seen clips of that. Looks like a good movie. But no, the whole gambling thing just threw me into a tizzy. Just that whole thing. Then I thought to myself, out of all the money it's just that I'm not saying we should go give money away to people, but that money could be used in such better, more progressive ways.
But think about what people waste all over the place in money.
I get it. You know what I mean? I get it. It's your money. That's the money you made. You have the right to lose
But
it.
in other countries, in third world countries, people would probably look at us and think, "Oh my gosh, us."
I mean, we're
waste
smoking,
money.
we're smoking cigars from 1785.
Yeah. What does that say?
1875.
1875.
1875.
$180 cigar here. We're wasteful.
Yeah, right. No, but like I said, the cruise was absolutely fantastic. I'd love to see the behind the scenes. You know what I mean? The shows, like to be able to put something like that on is gotta be absolutely ridiculous. Like the whole entire background, there was there was like thousands of crew members, and then there's, you know what I mean? Like,
well, just the logistics of getting all of the food and the needed stuff onto that
you didn't really probably see that
ship.
too much.
The tow motors are going in and out of there like
When they dock, instantly.
it's just
The
chaos.
docks on the bottom, we watched these tow motors just moving stuff, taking stuff out, like garbage out, stuff in, boxes of food, cartons of
wrapped
food,
in
pallets of
everything, anything
food.
you can imagine. We took a tour behind the scenes in the
kitchen.
the kitchen. Unbelievable.
yeah, I bet it's crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
You've never seen so
Because when you go to the dining hall,
yeah.
they're feeding all those people hot meals all at the
And
same
not just
time.
hot meals. Like, it's slop on a plate that they've made a big batch.
No.
We got some nice, delicious, beautifully plated meals. You know what I mean?
like a fine dining restaurant experience. And they're bringing them out like this.
Yeah. It's impressive.
And the amount of
And they
shrimp cocktails that were being made back there, like the tables and tables and tables of all of them lined up, and all of them everyone putting their little piece on that thing, and that thing's getting them putting on the rack and going to the cooler, ready to come out.
And they're just making these ships bigger and bigger and bigger. Every few years, the newest one coming out, and it's the biggest and best. And
Yeah. The one thing that I was super excited for was they had 3 nights of cigars under the stars.
Wow.
And I was so excited because it was also like, it was at 8, 9 o'clock. It was on the top deck, fancy bar, like all that stuff.
You were in the frozen tundra.
yeah,
I went up there with all the clothes I bought, and I couldn't make it. I couldn't handle it. So I ended up,
All the clothes I bought.
I'm telling you.
He's got 3 sweatshirts.
It was bad. There were people in full, they asked for towels. It was next to like the top tier pool or whatever like that. They were saying, can you just bring towels over here? People were wrapping themselves in towels, and we were, everybody was all there talking and whatever like that. And I was like, this is so ridiculous. And the bartender's like, I am so sorry. Like, this is obviously not what we had planned.
But they couldn't go somewhere else more.
I know. That's what I'm trying to say. Somewhere. Go somewhere. Don't go up.
Just go to the Gulf of America.
But that's where
the hurricane was.
They had to get around
Better
Florida.
chance.
What was I going to say?
But I will.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say the last thing is, it was our first cruise, and I think that piece is the only way that saved it. We didn't use an entire 2 decks because it was all pool or outdoor or whatever. But the fact it was our first cruise, there was so much to do. There was so much just stimulus constantly being pumped into you. The fact that it was our first cruise, we were still able to enjoy it to an incredible level. If it was like our 3rd or 4th, I would have been really upset. You know what I mean? Because that's you're going for the boat, but you're also going for the shore excursions or the beaches or whatever like that. You know what I mean?
But there's some people that retire, and like there was a lady that
lived
on the cruise ship.
It was less expensive than the nursing home or the assisted living care place.
She just was on there. Then they were going to come out with this one where you could literally go on there. Some cruise line was advertising it, where you could live on the cruise, and they thought they were going to be marketing it to the 60 and plus. But the 20-year-olds
that can work
were
remote.
showing so much interest in it and trying to book. Like you could live on there, and that's what all of them said. I would do it if you could guarantee me excellent Wi-Fi, because I mean, look at all these remote jobs. You could literally spend your day. I mean, time zone would cause a problem for that if you're in a different time zone, but it's interesting. I mean, that's my goal. My goal when I finally retire.
You could do that.
I think
a week for me was too, like a week at days. I mean, once again, I wasn't doing anything other than being on the boat. But a week for me, I think I can maybe go a little longer. But at day 7, I was kind of like, all right, I want to do.
There's cruises that are like 90 days, and I totally want to.
Really?
Because you go all around the world.
But that's the thing.
So if you're stopping in Japan and you're stopping in all across the world, all different Europe and stuff, I think that would be great.
Yeah.
That would be epic.
Especially if they stop for more than a day.
Yeah, it's a couple days.
You know what I mean? Then you can like just be in that area for that time and stuff like that. It really was incredible. And we want to do it again, for sure.
And that's the cool thing. You can get off the boat and go explore, or if you don't want to, you stay on the boat. Because we've been on cruises where people are like, oh, we've been on this cruise like 3 or 4 times. We've seen this area. We're going to just stay on the boat today, and we're going to just enjoy hanging out or going to the pool, because the pool's going to be less empty when everyone's on.
And that was our plan. When we got to Florida, the first stop, I was like, that's our pool day. Like, that's going to be our boat and pool day, because everybody's hopefully going to be getting off the boat. And that didn't happen.
Then you were in Nova
The
Scotia.
last thing I want to say is that I went to the comedy show, which was very funny. And someone he was like, I want to like hackle a little bit. I want to have like back and forth with the crowd. And he said, who's the most upset about the itinerary change? And everybody was like hooting and hollering, and someone said, me, for sure, you need to listen to me. And the person's like, okay, go ahead, whatever. They were sitting close to the front. They flew from Halifax to New Jersey to go to the Caribbean, and they ended up going
to their
hometown. They went back to their hometown.
That guy better not play blackjack. He's
That
got no luck.
the husband and the wife were like, we could not be more agitated and angry and all that. And the guy was like, well, I think you have the number 1 slot, which I think is just hilarious.
Speaking of comedy, but this past weekend, I went to Bowling Green University to visit my daughter. She's going to college there, and they had family weekend. And Friday night, they bring in this magician. I'm telling you what, I'm fascinated by that kind of stuff because I know that it's not magic.
No, it's magic, Paul.
Damn it.
It's magic.
Do you believe in magic?
This guy gets up on the stage. He's very interactive with the audience. He literally says, okay, for this next one, I need someone to come up here. So he has this girl come up. She's on stage. And he's interacting, but he needs numbers. So he tells this girl, take my phone. I got the take your phone. She took her phone, got the calculator out. He goes, I'm going to have 7 people in the audience. 7 people in the audience say numbers. And he goes, and I want you to type the number in and hit the multiply button, but don't hit equal yet until the end. We're going to multiply all these up. So he points to this person in this corner, tells him to stand up. I want you to pick a number between 1 and 50. They call it a number, she puts it in the calculator. Points to another person, you stand up. Random people, you pick a number between 1 and 20. They pick a number, she puts it in. Goes all the way around, picks 7 numbers. Now this last number, he says to her, we're getting kind of high with this number. I want you to put divide, and then we'll put this number in. So she hits divide, and he points at this last person, and he says, I want you to pick a number between 1 and 10. They pick 7, she puts it in, she hits the button, and he's like, okay, now read me the number. And it was like, she reads it off. It was like 100 and some thousand. 100, yeah. So he writes it on the piece of paper, big piece of paper, and he sets it down. And he goes, all right, we'll get back to that. He goes, now, because you did all this with your calculator, I have a gift for you. Go over, and she picks up a box that has been sitting on the stage the whole time. She brings it back, and he goes, open it up. It's literally a Powerball ticket that he bought that day. Okay? And he goes, now I want you to look at that Powerball ticket, and we're going to rehearse these numbers that were picked. And he points to the first person, and he says, what number did you say? It was the first number on the Powerball ticket.
No way.
Second person, it was the second number on the Powerball ticket. Third, all the way around. And then the 7th one, number 7, was the kicker.
No way. And he got all of them?
Got all of them right. And then he picks up the piece of paper and he goes, and the number that we ended up coming up with randomly, and he holds it up, and it was literally 10/17/25, the date that we were there.
What?
I tell you, it's the craziest stuff. And
Is
it's
it
just,
it couldn't be just a math trick because he had that box with the Powerball ticket in it.
Time travel. I'm
That's
telling
the
you.
longest.
Anybody that does anything really, really freaky
Is time travel.
The Simpsons, time travel.
The Simpsons is basically time travel.
They've been there,
But
they've
then-
done that.
but then I know this was-
in advance.
But I know
Yeah.
this was a sleight of hand, but he takes out something and he's holding a fork in his hand. And I'm watching him hold this fork in the air.
And over here, he's drawing a
and he's
picture.
holding this fork up in the air and he's talking to us all. And then he goes, and like, I want to tell you, you thought this whole time I was holding a fork up here in my hand. And he goes, but it's a knife. And I look, it's a knife. He's holding a knife.
So it went from a fork to a knife?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
crazy.
crazy.
Time travel.
Yeah. And then it ended up, it was funny because I'm sitting there and I say, I would love it if he calls me up there.
Yeah.
Okay. And then he goes, okay, for this next one, I literally just got done saying that. And he's like, for this next one, I got this crumpled up envelope that has something in it. And he goes, I'm going to throw it out. And he throws it to this person. And he goes, now I want you to throw it backwards, sideways, or whatever. We're going to throw it 3 times. And whoever catches it the 3rd time, they come up on stage.
Was it you?
No.
Ah, man.
So the kid throws it, next person catches it, they throw it, and it's right in front of us, 2 rows up. The 3rd throw, she just tosses it to the side, but like a 8-year-old kid catches it. And he goes, oh, okay. He's like, I'm sorry. For this act, I need an adult. I'll get you up here for a different one. He goes, can you throw it one more time? So I'm sitting right here, and Isabella's sitting right here. And the kid throws it, and Isabella's sitting like this with her hands like this, and it lands literally in her lap. And she just freezes, and she goes, Dad, take it. And I'm like, no. And so she takes it, and she goes up there. And that act, he tells her to hold the book out. Oh, he asks her to look in the book on how many pages? It was 394. And he goes, now take the book and hold it out towards me and like kind of open it up to somewhat in the middle. So she opens it up. He sticks this like piece of cardboard in there, closes it. And then but be right right before that, when she opened it up, he's like, now look at that page. I want you to remember the number of the page and find a word that sticks out to you on the page and just remember the number of the page and the word. So she's like, okay, I got it. And he goes, okay. So when he opened it, put it in there. So she looked at that, takes it back, and then he goes, what page and what word was it? So she's like, 174. And he's like, okay, and what word? And she's like, man. And so he's like, okay. And he goes, now take the book back, open it up, and find your page. And so she's flipping through, and she opens it up, and page 174 was ripped out.
What?
And then he's like, well, maybe it's that crumpled up envelope
that they were throwing around.
She picks it up, she opens it up. He's like, and it's 174, and the word circled on there was
time travel.
I don't know how to explain any of that. I have no
time
idea.
Travel.
But I'm telling you guys, like, it's worth it to come up next year because this guy's been there 2 years in a row. Phenomenal.
Those guys feed so heavy off of that. Like that, we were talking about, like sports people. They should have the biggest high because they're playing those sports. It's high intensity pitchers, all that stuff, and then they got to go gamble. Those people feed so heavily off of the reactions and off of the preemptiveness before the reaction. Like they feed off of it. Go ahead.
One more story. He gets two guys up there. He has one guy count out 10 playing cards. They literally count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He's like, here, take these 10, put it in your pocket. We watched the guy put it in his front pocket. These are just two random dads. He counts out 10 to this guy. This guy takes it, puts it in his pocket. And then he goes, now I want you to stand there and you to stand there, and I want you to pretend that you're taking card out. Don't grab a card. Just pretend. Throw it to him. You catch it, and you put it in your pocket. They do it 3 times.
You're telling me that it was 7 and 13? No way.
This guy pulls it out, counts it out. He has 7. This guy counts 13.
Wow. Time travel.
But, I don't know.
Yeah, how do you if you could time travel, how could you even do that? Because
you ever seen where they the cartoon where the guy slows everything down and he runs around?
Yeah.
Comes right back.
The only thing, because I love that, but we were at the Huron County Fair, and there was my son and I were waiting to watch the magician acts because they're cool to watch. And these 3 teenagers were all giggling and being punching each other, being funny. And the guy looks at me and he smiles and he just goes, watch. He mouths watch. And I think he was doing the trick more for me than the kids, because the entire time he was reacting to me. And just real quick, he goes, I've got an invisible deck of cards. I'm going to take it out. I'm going to shuffle it. I'm going to put it back in the deck. Take a card out. Show your friends.
It was invisible?
It was invisible. He goes, do you know what card that is? And he's like, yep. All right, awesome. Put it back in the deck. Shuffle it. You shuffle it. And he's looking at me and he's like, watch this. And I'm thinking to myself, what is going on? And he goes, I'm going to put it back in the deck. And he puts it in his pocket. He puts the deck in his pocket. And he goes, okay. And I didn't see anything in his pocket. He was wearing tighter pants. And he goes into the same everything and pulls out a deck of cards, opens it up and goes, take the deck out. The only card that is flipped over was the card that the kid said that he showed his friends. And the kids
lost their minds.
Absolutely lost it. They're kids, they're running around. The guy just looks up at me with the most perfect little grin, goes, thank you, and just walks away. And it was just what in the world? That's
I know,
all.
that stuff.
That actually kind of reminds me of the crazy night we had in Vegas.
Oh, yeah.
So when you were in Vegas, we were in Vegas
and this all just kind of spontaneously happened.
This is 15 or 16 years ago. It's a long time ago.
He knows a few.
We were there.
Joe knows a few
I know
card
some
tricks.
tricks and card tricks. My one buddy's really good at it. He's ridiculously good. When you were playing blackjack at the casino, if you hit a blackjack, they would give you a deck of cards that had been used on the table. Mm-hmm. But they drilled a hole through the cards, so you couldn't come
Take it back
to
sense.
the table and do it. We had a couple decks. He had a couple decks.
I had a deck because I got blackjack. Joe
I
had
had
a
a couple decks or whatever.
And they're the same cards because it's all
like,
the same
they were all
casino?
red decks. Some were blue decks, but we had the same of each. So I said, hey, we're going to go out in the street. And another one.
We were at like a street bar. There was a bar right on the street, having a good time. And Joe knows a few actual card tricks.
But
so he does this.
I said, listen, let's really mess with people. And now when you're in Vegas, everybody's a tourist, basically, because like nobody local there. So there's people from Europe, there's people from everywhere, And I would take a deck of cards and I'd open the box. I'd take the box, I'd give it to like a cute girl and have her hold the box. And they're there with their boyfriends or husbands or whatever. And I would always use like a cute girl or two for my tricks. And Paul would be standing
I kind of would wipe myself around and
on
be
the
standing
back
behind
side of where.
And I would just say to them, watch him very carefully.
And Paul's like kind of whispering and doing whatever. So I would then take the cards.
So this is both you guys doing the trick?
Yeah.
Kind of.
Okay.
And I would just, it was the simplest trick in the world. I'd go, I'd take the cards, I'd fan them open, I'd say, okay, pick the card. And I'd close them, and then, okay, now.
Now the first time he does it, he gets her to pick a card. She shows everyone around them. She puts the card back in the deck, and Joe is able to find that card in the deck and say, "Was this your card?" And they're all like, "Yeah, wow."
Just
Because I knew how to do the trick.
yeah.
But I prepped Paul, and now our buddy who had been drinking a
He's
lot.
just sitting right here.
He's just sitting right
watching
there,
this.
and he's just watching this. Now he's buzzed. He's just like, okay, what are these guys gonna do? He's never.
This is your friend.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
never seen these tricks before. Paul's standing behind the group of people.
So now we do it like 10 more times.
I go, let's try this. And I go, take a card, okay. Show
So I'm
them.
standing behind them and she's showing them. I see
like a 4 hearts.
Yeah.
I see the card.
So he puts it back in.
I take my deck. That's exactly.
Oh no! I forgot
listen,
about the
we
double.
We killed him.
I find it as Joe's distracting them. Oh,
And I'm going like this. I'm looking through there. I'm like, did you do a funny one on me? I go, you didn't put your card back in here. They're like, no, put my card back in here.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
did you see what card? And like a couple of these guys from UK or whatever.
Yeah, they were from the.
They had a strong accent. Like, no, we saw it. Put him in there. Blah, 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 blah.
And then I take it and I just kind of like set it down on the table next to them.
Oh no way! That would have
And then
blown
Joe-
their
and
minds.
And I go like this. I'm looking around. I go, you did. Now I'm over here. Like I'm not near that
Yeah.
table. And she picks the card up and goes, whoa, yeah. Let's try it again. And I go with another one. Put it in there. Paul sees it like a
And then I slip it in like the girl who's holding the
purse.
purse.
No way!
And then I go, boy, you guys are good at this. I go, you're better at this than me. They're like, what are you talking about?
And then
I go, check your purse. These people will lose. My buddy's over here. He's just, because he's watching Paul do it.
Yeah.
Everybody else is watching me. Paul's just taking his good old time, finds the card, puts it in her purse, does whatever. Well, we were standing with a window. Like this is like a David Blaine thing. You ever seen David Blaine?
Yeah,
where
yeah,
he make
yeah.
like a freaking card show up in a basketball.
Yeah.
Cut it open.
So people behind Joe are watching too from the street now. Mm-hmm. Joe's getting this huge crowd around him. He's keeping their entertainment enough
Our
that no one's
buddies-
paying attention to me.
Our buddy's dying over here because he's the only one that knows what's going
I
on.
would've died.
Paul takes the card and he goes and he props it.
I asked the bartender, put this behind the Sky Vodka,
No.
behind the bar. And then, but right before that one,
Yeah.
I said, he's really good. I said, you better watch your panties. He can make those disappear.
So then I say to him, I go, hey, you need another vodka? You need another one? What are you drinking over there? And he watched Paul and he goes, I'll take another shot. I'll take a Sky. The bartender goes, grabs a bottle, and the freaking thing is sitting right there. These people lost their freaking minds.
Oh, really?
They didn't even know what to do.
They're like,
They're telling us you should be the act. Like, we went and watched the Magic Show. You should be the act.
That
it
is
was great.
awesome.
Why have we not
We
reacted?
made friends with those people. We were talking to them and hanging out.
Why didn't you do that more often?
I know. Well, we used to be cool.
We need to do that again. That was funny.
That is awesome.
But we haven't even talked about current events.
No, who cares?
No.
Well,
That is a current event.
I had a current event.
Yeah, what's that? We talked about the basketball thing or the NBA.
I visited. I was in Charleston, South Carolina. By the way, it's gorgeous down there.
Yeah.
crazy, beautiful, expensive real estate. And I flew out of Akron, Canton for the first time because I always fly out of Hopkins. There was no one in the airport. You could literally walk up.
Like TSA was.
I thought I was in an Alfred Hitchcock movie, Twilight Zone.
Zombie apocalypse.
The
something
last
like
airport ever left with one traveler. Like I was the only guy in the whole place. And you could like walk.
You were the
through whole
only
place.
person alive. He's walking through an empty airport.
Literally, I was like, what is going on here? Like, what is happening here? And I said to myself, why do I ever go out of Hopkins anymore? Like, I should always fly out of here. But I was staying down there. We were with a couple people for work. And I was actually enjoying a cigar. We stayed at a nice DoubleTree. We're in the courtyard at night. And again, I had another lighter that would not work for me. So the other guy that I was with, he goes in back inside to like an older lady. She's like 60 years old, and she's working behind the bar, and he got a box of matches. So we're outside, and we're smoking the cigars. She comes out a little bit later to take a cigarette break, and she's like, "Oh, so where are you guys from?" She's like, I see you sitting here. You look all comfortable, but she's like, I see you. You're talking, your hands, you're walking around, you're smoking the cigar. Yeah. So she's like, you're just like whatever, and I'm like, oh, I don't know. That's how I am. I can't sit still, and I can't talk without my hands, So she's like, what do you guys do? And I go, oh, we're down here for work. She's like, oh, work, cool. What kind of work? And I'm like, rather not say, And she's like, really? And I'm like, yeah. And then the other guy I'm with, he's like, you could tell her. And I was like, yeah, we're male strippers. And she starts laughing. Like, she starts laughing, okay? And I go, is it that funny? She's like, well, I didn't expect that, you know? I said, yeah. And I go, it's a really good gig, man. I go, we travel around the country, and we just go to nursing homes. she started dying laughing. She's like, that's so freaking awesome. I go, yeah, it pays really good. And I go, nicely, those old ones, we don't get harmed. They can't do much to us. I go, it's the young ones we used to strip for. They were crazy. And she keeps laughing.
That is hilarious.
And then she goes inside, and then a little bit later when we're walking back through, she's like, you guys really? Is that what you do?
Oh,
my
gosh.
No.
That's hilarious.
I told her what we were there for.
Yeah.
She thought it was.
That is hilarious.
Yeah, it was pretty good. So then my buddy was like, dude, anytime someone asks me what I'm doing, I'm saying that. I'm going to leave them there for a minute. And I say, yeah, we go to strip clubs.
Nursing homes.
We go to nursing homes.
That's hilarious.
It was really funny.
But on that point, the only current event that's really going on is the government shutdown, and they can't figure it out, and I don't understand why. It doesn't make sense to me.
I mean, since we've talked, there's supposedly peace in
Yes, that's true.
the Middle East.
Yeah.
They
All the hostages.
They released the hostages.
Yeah.
Mixed feelings about it because Hamas is still going to be like
An
a
entity.
stronghold there.
But they're not going to have weapons.
Hopefully, there will be peace.
Hopefully. I mean, that's what we can ask for.
That's what we want. And I don't know if the Russia-Ukraine war is even still going on because I don't hear anything about it anymore. It's not in the news.
Yeah.
So hopefully, maybe that's next.
Gold is pretty much at an all-time high. Has it gone maybe down?
No, I don't know why that is. Like, what's
And I was just like literally like 4 months ago, I was just talking to somebody, and they were talking about, investments and stuff like that, and they were saying, I'm getting rid of all my gold because I'm afraid that it's going to tank under this administration. And I saw him again, and I'm like, how's your gold doing? And he looked at me with like the palest ghost expression on his face he could have ever had.
Because it's so high.
Because it was so high. And it's like, yeah. But the government shutdown doesn't make any sense. Why?
Well, it makes no sense. And
am I the only person that thinks it doesn't make any sense?
Well, no, it doesn't make
any
sense.
I understand you don't have an agreement, but do we have to like I at first thought it was like we're gonna shut down, meaning like there's no progress being made. But it's like no, literally like nothing is being done.
But I mean, nothing is like it. There's a couple things that are going on here. They're not paying. They're supposedly not paying military and certain people.
That's terrible.
It's terrible. But yet Congress is still getting a paycheck. Totally wrong.
Totally.
I mean, like, why we don't just revolt because of that?
Yeah.
Where, we're shutting down the government, we're not going to pay the military, we're not going to pay all these people, we're not going to pay TSA people, we're not going to pay...
EBT cards, food stamps.
All that stuff. And then, but the Congress is still getting their paychecks. This is just completely wrong. They should not be getting paid during this.
Because that would incentivize them to.
But the other
fix
thing
it.
is the reason why this is happening is because we have not passed a budget in Congress, and that's Congress's number one job for so many years.
Yeah.
We just pass a continuing resolution, so we just keep moving on with the budget that we've had for many, many, many years, and we just add more money to it and keep going. And every few months we do this, you know, and the Republicans put out a clean resolution, which they didn't add anything to it. It's just like, let's pass this and move on. Democrats want to add stuff to it, whatever the reasons are. But yeah, it's so stupid. But it also goes to say that if the government can shut down, if they tell us that they're shutting down, has it really changed anything?
What do you mean?
Like the people who are not getting paid, I feel like they should leave their jobs. If I'm not getting paid, TSA, all of them go home. No one's traveling. Military says, okay, we're not working.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, to me,
They should buck the system and say, okay, well, we're not going to work for free. I mean,
Maybe that's why nobody's at the airport.
yeah, but they're going to get paid at the end. Like,
they're going to get reimbursed. And all that
but
back
it's still
pay.
wrong.
It is very wrong. I really do feel like if you're going to, as a group of people, say we're not going to agree and we're going to shut down every single possible benefit you have, everything, just done. Like, until you can figure it out. And when it first came about, I was like, okay, when any government shutdown, I remember, it's a couple days. You know what I mean? And all that. It's.
I mean, like, I don't know. There was one, the longest was maybe 35 days or something. And now this one could be approaching longer, possibly, they say. They got to figure it out.
Yeah.
They got to come together somehow.
So and then it's kind of funny because I think everything we were saying. I agree with you 100%. They need to figure it out, get it in line. They should change the rule to where you don't get paid, you don't get nothing until you figure it out.
Or Congress needs to pass an actual budget.
Yeah. Do your job.
Yeah. Or they need to pass a balanced budget.
Yeah. And then I started seeing videos because I was like more looking into it. There is a group of people on social media saying if like for food stamps, there's like that's like about to get cut off, and that can really impact a family.
Yeah.
I mean, ridiculously
Yeah.
impact the family. So there's people on social media saying if they're not going to give us our food stamps and our EBD cards and all that kind of stuff, then we're just going to go rob the stores for the food.
gosh.
And I thought to myself, hold up, like that is the exact that is what? That makes zero sense to me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to go, you should be revolting in a different way. You shouldn't be targeting grocery stores because, you know what I mean?
Because they didn't have anything to do with it.
Yeah. They had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, go to Washington and
robbing it is not going to, is not a ginger manner where no one's going to walk in and steal a cart of groceries and just walk out. There's going to be
ramifications.
violence and there's going to be damages and stuff like that because it's going to cause up a stir and all this stuff. And to me, it's just like, what in the world? Like,
It's very
that's the exact
disappointing.
opposite of what you should do. Like, the exact opposite. And it's frustrating to me. I mean, thank goodness I'm not in that situation.
Yeah.
But I couldn't imagine being a single mom and you got two kids and that was the way you were getting your, like, that alone should motivate these people to get something done, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? The whole thing, though, like I said, is just confusing and debacling to me, and it's just frustrating. You know what I mean? Just figure it out, get it done. But
I actually think that if Congress would pass a balanced budget, so that means that they pass a budget and they have to stick to the budget for a year, and it's balanced, meaning that they're not spending more money than they're taking in, then Congress should get like a big bonus,
yes, incentivize them.
like
Yeah.
$1 million each,
Yeah.
which sounds crazy, but it would save us money in the long run as a country.
Yeah. You should.
They should also pass a budget that you can't be 90 years old and still be in Congress.
Or you should. Well, they have to pass term limits.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
not
they-
a budget, but I'm using a play
Yeah,
on words.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
and
come
I'm
on.
surprised that like Trump hasn't come out with that. You know, like Congress, hey, you know, we got.
Yeah.
I mean, you would like to just think that we as voters would just vote out some of these people that have been there a long time.
The government's shut down, but Trump's still tearing down the wing of the.
and he's really causing
White
a lot of. You heard about that, right?
Well, no. What?
Like part of the section of there's like this little hallway or not, but it's part of the East Wing. I think it was the East Wing. He's demolishing it, taking it down to build a ballroom.
Yeah, I know that. So he's
but-
continuing with that?
Yeah, but
it's
he-
not the government's money. I thought it was his
no,
money.
it's his money
I
and
know, but
donors.
It's funny.
Oh.
Like, it's
But
just
people are
that way.
losing their mind about it, on whether or not he should be able to. Yeah, but do you know that the only room that they have there at the White House to host, I heard, like people from other countries or just to do an event, the biggest room they have there can hold 70 people.
70?
That's it. So he wants to put this grand, big ballroom up, big, beautiful ballroom.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
and it's going to hold a lot more people. And
70 people?
I read something though, like in 1939, one other
oh
president
no, they've all done
tore
it.
down stuff and added things.
Like the press room that they do their press conferences in, I guess used to be a swimming pool, and one president took out the swimming pool and turned it into a press room. So people have done it. Presidents have done it in the past. It's just everybody's bothered and frustrated. And we had a No Kings rally.
I was just about, I
protest
literally
again,
just remembered that.
which is very ironic that
Yeah.
if you can go out there and protest against the king,
Yeah.
maybe we don't have a king because a king would probably shut
And then
that down.
I also heard that a poll was released like immediately after the No King speech, the No King's protests, and a majority of people stated they would be for a monarchy, which is a king.
Yeah.
It was so like to me that doesn't.
I don't know.
Yeah,
We're in just crazy times.
They want anything other than Trump.
that's it, and yeah, and they. I also heard that they're always calling Trump Hitler. Trump's Hitler. Who's the worst human being to walk the earth?
pretty
Hitler.
much Hitler.
So I mean, calling someone Hitler is a really
Horrible thing.
horrible thing, and now they're calling J.D. Vance Hitler. So like, what is just Trump okay now, and then now it's just J.D. Vance? Like, and it just to me it just doesn't.
It's all a mess. Who knows?
If you
I
don't like
know.
somebody, that's fine, but you don't call him Hitler. I mean, that's
Right.
like really messed up.
Yeah,
Like, jeez.
totally.
And he's Chicago. He put the National Guard into Chicago, and the mayor was like, we need to fight this. We need to come back and stuff like that. And I don't know who it was, but the government came back and said that what Trump is doing is 100% lawful and legal. And then the mayor of Chicago was like, no, it's not. And they're like, yes, it is. Like, we literally he's like, no, it's not. We have to fight this. So you're fighting, stopping crime. It says, I think they said 1 person a day is murdered in Chicago. And on the weekend, it can get up to 11 people a weekend. And someone in government in Chicago said, oh, it was a holiday weekend. What do you expect? It's like, what do you mean? Oh, so like it's a buy one, get one for holidays with deaths in Chicago? What do you mean it was a holiday in Chicago? Like that should make you stop all you're doing and try to fix the problem. You should be.
Well, and they also criticize the mayor because he has like this entourage of like police and bodyguards and stuff, and he's like, our city's safe. Well,
Why is your city safe? And then they also said that there was
don't use that bodyguards and police officers to protect you.
And see how safe you feel.
Yeah.
And then did you also hear how many? I mean, I don't know if you heard the number. How many cartel members? I don't know if it was cartel or gang members. How many gang members are in the city of Chicago alone? I heard that. I was listening to the. I don't know his name. Cash Patel. Is that the guy, the head of the FBI? He was like, how many? He asked the interviewer, how many gang members do you think like? We know how many gang members do you think are in Chicago? And when I heard him ask, I was like, I don't know, like a couple thousand, 10, 15,000 in an entire city for
I would think that's too many.
112,000. They have identified at least 112,000 gang members.
No, it's crazy.
That
Chicago,
blew, and then the interviewer was like, no, he's like, yes, we know that there's at least that many. That is ridiculous.
I was just recently in Chicago, and I'm impressed with Chicago. Chicago's a beautiful city, and like in the main downtown.
You see the bean?
Huh?
You
Yes,
see the bean?
saw the bean, and all around like the Navy Pier and that magnificent mile. And just that area, it's nice. Mm-hmm. And I don't think the crime is necessarily in that area. It's
the
like
suburbs.
It's like the south side of Chicago that is, and I've been there for work.
Oh, really?
And it's not good. It's not good. But I don't know. I get the idea that people maybe can be scared or bothered that we're putting in like the National Guard and they're worried about what that could lead to. But if it worked in Washington, D.C., and they decreased the crime there and they cleaned up the city, then maybe it works, and there's not been like any kind of crazy negative thing to what they did in Washington, D.C., so maybe it would work other places. I don't know. I mean, the mayor in Washington, D.C. is a Democrat, and she's come out and said that, this is working, and we would like to continue to work with the government if they're going to help give us this support because, the police can only do so much.
Mm-hmm. When we were gone, the Nobel Peace Prize had been given out. That was a big one. We'll hit this real quick. The Nobel Peace Prize was given to the, I don't know if it's a president.
A Venezuelan, I think just an individual.
In that area.
But she just was a big opponent of peace.
And everybody was basically like, as long as it's not Trump, as long as it's not Trump. And then what did she do?
She dedicated it to him.
And it's like a slap in the face, dude. You do everything you can to make sure Trump doesn't get it. And then
she immediately comes out and...
Well, didn't, Jenner win the Woman Award or something like that? What didn't he win,
Caitlyn Jenner?
Yeah.
No,
is that who won Woman of the Year or something like that? Didn't that happen?
Who's the...
Caitlyn Jenner.
No.
Oh.
Bruce Jenner.
Bruce Jenner.
Bruce Jenner is the one who trained...
Who's now Caitlyn.
Yeah.
Oh, Caitlyn.
Yeah, that's her name. That's his
he
name
won
now.
the Woman of the Year.
Yeah, dude, that's hilarious.
So now you're gonna give...
It kind of goes against feminism.
Yeah, that's right. You're gonna give a man... who was on every Wheaties box for 7 years because he was the best male athlete ever.
Yeah. It's so backwards.
Turns to a woman, and she now wins the Woman of the Year award. It's the most weird, wild thing I ever heard.
Yeah, and it's also too I remember a couple episodes ago we were talking about some of the minor wars that Trump had either stopped or that, and that was not including the war between Israel and Hamas. Mm-hmm. And that's a major, significant turning point because it's been over 2 years. There was thousands of people that were brutally murdered by Hamas in the beginning. You know what I mean? It's not some small feat. Mm-hmm. And so, in my eyes, I'm hearing all this.
We'll see what happens in Israel and Palestine because that area is just always...
It's a breeding ground of hate and
or just war and fighting and animosity.
Conflict.
It's why can't they just get along?
Yeah.
But there's more to it than what we maybe...
Oh, yeah. But
very good. All right.
Anything else?
I think we need to go on a cruise.
I think we should. We should do an episode on the cruise.
Oh.
We'll have to buy the Wi-Fi.
That would be great.
Live from...
But you know what? It's funny because now when you go on a cruise, you can literally buy the Wi-Fi and still be attached to the world. My very first cruise I went on to, there was nothing of that because the internet wasn't a thing. Mm-hmm. So if you wanted to find out what was going on back home, you went to literally a room a little bit bigger than this, and they just had computers. Mm. And you would go on there, and you would pay, and then you could send an email.
Really?
And then the email would go back home, and then someone could email you back, and you would go back, and that's how you kept in touch with
the best hack to do an all-inclusive vacation. I have a travel agent here. We used to do a lot of land vacations, all-inclusives. She would tell us about a brand new property that's about to open. Mm-hmm. And when it's 4, 5, 6 months old, it's going to go to full rate. Mm-hmm. So in the beginning,
they're kind of trying to make a name for themselves.
And the trial period, because they
got
all
staff
their
that
and they're doing
so
everything,
maybe things are not as perfect.
Just open. We went to Planet Hollywood. It was only 2.5 weeks old. We had booked this thing out, but we knew when it was going to open. And
maybe a month or so.
Maybe a month. But it would be $5,000 a person
Oh,
when it's normal.
Oh.
like $5,000 an adult because this place was just
Top of the
sick.
line.
It was gorgeous.
But you get it for a lot less.
Oh, a lot. I mean, like 12.
So that's a tip.
That's a tip.
Find a
Travel
resort that's
agent
just
that can
opening.
Get a property that's about to open. Go there when it's brand new. You're going to get a great deal, and it's fresh and it's brand new. And even if the staff is a little bit off, the experience is still so amazing because it's still so amazing. But we did a lot of those, and Costa Mujeres, which is north of Cancun, is beachfront that was continually
Very
growing and
newly
building, and
developed.
brand new properties.
So you had maybe a 45 minutes to an hour drive off of the airport. So that's another thing. Like, a lot of the resorts were right by the airport or close. So if you were willing to take the bus ride farther out,
Got it.
farther away from like some of the, because when you're at an all-inclusive, you don't need to leave.
No. You're not supposed to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I get
The
you
only
could,
thing that's
but-
different about an all-inclusive compared to a cruise has a lot more entertainment. An all-inclusive has some entertainment, which that's probably where they could do more.
It's a lot more chill though.
Chill.
You're there to
Pools,
just be instead of be
beaches.
entertained.
And there's like a dozen gorgeous pools and like a lot of lounge.
But you
chairs
still got all the
wide
great
open.
food and
Yeah.
all the, so it's
we had looked into an all inclusive, but it was just what
but the
we
cruise
wanted
is
the
usually
experience.
more affordable.
Which also to me doesn't make any sense. You have a property sitting that's not moving, that you don't have to worry about logistics with all that. This is a ship.
Yeah, but I think in
Yeah.
that ship you could just pack so many more people in, so it drives the cost down. And those rooms are a lot smaller. And all inclusive, you have a really nice deluxe
big
room.
You actually have like
a room.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bigger than a hotel room. You have like it's nice.
No, yeah. Well, thank you, gentlemen.
Now you
Thank you,
might-
Joe, for the space and the cigars.
Makes me want to travel.
Yeah. I'll give you my travel credits. that I got.
My wife and I were like, no, we're gonna try not to travel too much this next year, but it's hard to.
Yeah, it's hard to not do. Well, thank
all
you.
right,
Thank
very
you for
good.
listening. Like, comment,
Thank you.
subscribe.
Like,
Just kind of a chill episode.
Subscribe. One of these days we'll become famous.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody. Bye.
Bye.